Hi, this is Dr. Katie, and I'm on part 2, and I was just wrapping up by saying a little bit about excuses and being accommodating and those kinds of things, and that's where I've wrapped up. And that really is addressed on these next slides. I think that when you look here, you see a lot of time savers, and that's important. And the workload expectations, I think it's important for you to be aware of what the university sets out as expectations around hours. You know, a 6-week course can equal 22 hours of work each week. 8 weeks can equal 17 hours. I think if you really manage your time well and work in this class, you'll find that in the 6 weeks it'll be much more manageable than that. And that's primarily because I'm working on figuring out how to dig in deeper with the simulation and situation-based learning experience and building those things out along with the group work. And so doing it in the 6 weeks, I'm going to kind of take this, and then the next iteration I'll build more on it. You all will give me some feedback on how much time it's taking you. I don't expect it to take 22 hours a week at all, but I do think it's going to be significant when you think of 6 weeks, and so I expect you to be spending a good bit of time in it, and I'll be interested in seeing how much time you're spending in the course. With that support, you're going to be writing, and I'm going to expect very good writing in your 3 discussion posts, along with your conversation that you have following each of your posts in the discussion forum. And the Writing Center is very helpful, and you can get a lot of help from them. I also think it's important to think about the Career Center and think about how you can draw on that as you are wrapping up and getting into the latter part of your degree. And so I wanted to put that in here. And finally, the Student Technology Assistance Center, if you're having challenges or issues with using technology and other kinds of things, they are very good along with IT. So those are some resources that you want to draw from. I would emphasize that the Writing Center is really important. And then here I talk about a variety of aspects in terms of policies and acceptable excuses and so forth. So you can see all that here. I think that the most important piece here is that you communicate with me clearly, objectively, with data and evidence for things that you need or issues that come up that will help me be helpful to you and be an advocate for you. If there's anything that you need, I am right there for you. And I may have to make changes in the syllabus pending my discretion for things that are related to the pedagogy and what we need to accomplish, so I'll make those judgments as time goes. I also will be spending time having sessions with the students, with you all live, and I'll invite you to some live online sessions, and I'll talk with you, and I'll ask you for input and advice on how to continue to make the course a better course for you. So that's it with regard to the slides. Now let me move over, and I'm going to now start talking about Canvas. And so here is Canvas. Let me go to the student view. I'm in the student view here in Canvas, and if you go to home, it looks a little different than what you're going to see, but it's a start. You'll see that you get at the home page, and then there'll be on the left home, announcements, modules, people, and grades. Announcements, I'll use announcements to keep you up to date on everything that's going on with the class, along with, remember, you want to use the calendar and the other features there. Modules is where we get all our work done. You just follow the modules in sequence, and then you've got people, which is related to your group and your group discussion, and then your grades page. And so let's walk in and go into modules. The modules will help set you up for success. You want to start here. And what I mean by start here is start here. That is, click on the overview video, which you watched already, and now you're in video 2. You're watching that. We drew from the slides that you're looking at, part 1 and part 2 of the slides. And we're now looking at Canvas to see how it flows and so forth. Now, in addition to the start here section, you got extra credit. Now, extra credit, we're going to start out with what's called corrections and suggestions. If you have anything that you see that's an error, anything that could be improved on, any suggestion you have to make the class a better class, anything that you put in here that I can use gets you a point. So come in here, and if you find anything related to the class that needs to be changed, corrected, adapted, amended, improved upon, or something I'm not aware of, sometimes things happen in Canvas that I'm not aware of, and you put it there, or you send me a note. But also, if you find an issue or an error in Canvas that that is making Canvas not work or something along those lines, please send me something in the inbox through Canvas inbox, so I'll get it sooner than later. But also put that you posted something to me or sent me something here so that I can give you credit for it as well. So this is where you post all your suggestions and corrections to make the course better. And it's everything from, like I said, mechanics of the class, Canvas, to the quizzes and exams, tests, and so forth, and discussion forums and whatnot. Now with that, we've got the discussion board forums. So you see here, you got start here, and collapse that. Extra credit can collapse that. We come down to the discussion board forums. Now the discussion board forums, like I said, there's 3 of them. Discussion board weeks 1 and 2, discussion board weeks 3 and 4, discussion board weeks 5 and 6. And you can see that the discussion board is due, the first post is due May 23rd. This discussion forum will close a week later after your group conversation. So these dates are the dates that are set for you to have your first post, which is answering the 5 questions for the first 2 modules, the second 2 modules, or the third 2 modules. And I think that's it's really important for you to make sure you understand that distinction between week 1 and week 2, week 1 and week 2 for each of these 2-week segments. And these due dates right here are directly related to getting that first post done on a timely fashion so that everybody's in, and then the second week you all can have that discussion. Now from there, you come into week 1 and 2, and you have fundamentals here, fundamentals, which is the introduction to management, and I'm just going to kind of collapse this up and I'll show you how this works, and I'll show you how the next one works, and so forth. I'm just kind of collapsing them so that we can look at them all and I can flow you through this. So let's see here. Alright. Yeah, we're getting close, getting close, getting close. Okay. So you've got fundamentals and human resource management. And it says week 1 and 2 fundamentals, and then week 1 and 2 human resource management. This first one here, as I mentioned in the discussion on the slides, you have content, which is the introduction to the principle, and you have a practice quiz. You can take that, and then you can take it to give you some help, because these questions are on the test for the module quiz. When you click right here, you'll see an overview video for this module, and you'll see a quiz for this module. This is the graded quiz. It's out of 40 points. It's due on the 23rd. And what you do here is you can take it twice and you get an average. Not the best, but you get the average of 2 takes. If you take it one time and like it, that's fine. You don't have to take it again. And you keep the score that you got the first time. And then but you want to make sure you're going through all the material down here before you come back here and take the quiz. And then you've got a practice quiz. Then you've got the situation, which is directly related to the discussion forum that is up here. Discussion weeks 1 and 2, that discussion forum is directly related to the situation and you understanding the episode 1, getting your mission, and you can see here there's a script and video for part A, script and video for part B, and you watch that, and then you go to competency A, which is the first section of the chapter, and you can read through this competency, which is an overview and definition of management. You got the content here, you read this, and then you can take a practice quiz on it. And then you can go into the script, which is going to be where you're going to solve your first challenge. Then you go to B, history of management, and you got your situation and you solve a challenge. Then you go to C, and you've got content, a practice quiz, then you got your challenge, and you solve it. And then you got your conclusion, which is a debrief. And you come in here and you see episode 2, which is the concluding episode to episode 1, way up here, which shows you a really fixed or a better situation based on solving these challenges. What you'll do is you'll go through all of this, come up here and make sure you read your first discussion board weeks 1 and 2 instructions, because you want to understand these questions and go through this so that you can then be ready and be taking notes as you're going through your modules. If you click here, that'll give you a nice audio overview and detailed instructions on how to complete this. Here are your questions. Introduce yourself, a group discussion request. You got the fun situation. You got to use the manager's application process and diet. You use the manager's application process for the human resources chapter. You have an important term or concept. You get all that submitted in week 1 for the due date. And then the following week, you come back for the second week, and you dig deeper. You post questions. You rely and get curious and expand each other's thinking and really pick each other's brains and use each other as a think tank in the second week. Once the second week is done, you then are finished with your, you see here, you're finished with your first discussion forum in weeks 1 and 2. You've taken your fundamentals quiz and completed that. You've also gone down here to human resource management and you completed that. You'll notice the due dates here. Look at the due date. May 30th is the due date for human resource management. The due date for the fundamentals is right up here. May 23rd. So this is due the 23rd. The other one's due the 30th. You can get them both done sooner, but before the 23rd. But you got to definitely have this first one done by the 23rd and the second one done by the second week. But you can get them both done early if you want, and you can get your discussion post done that week. And then that leaves you with your second week with really digging in and having good discussion, but you pretty much have done everything else for the 2 weeks. Once the 2 weeks are up, week 1 and week 2, and you finish human resource management as well, you move down here and you've got motivation. And motivation 3 and 4, and you begin that process. And you come up here and you, weeks 3 and 4 discussion forum, click on that. Print that out and be ready to start answering these questions. You got a series of questions here. You see that's due on June 6th, and you'll start working on that while you go through the weeks 3 and 4 forums. So there's 2 forums on week 3, one module in week 3 and 1 module in week 4. So you come down here and you'll see after human resources, you'll see motivation. And then you come down further and you see after motivation, you'll see decision making is week 4. And you see, you'll see the due dates will be the next 2 weeks, which will follow along with the, here you'll see the due dates and everything follow along. You'll see weeks 1 and 2, fundamentals in human resource management with the start here. Weeks 3 and 4, motivation and decision making with a discussion forum, and then leadership in groups with weeks 5 and 6. And so you got that. Now you come into, and when you click on the discussion forum, let me just give you another piece here. When you click on the discussion forum, you're going to have your team, you're going to be automatically in your team. And so, actually that needs to be set. So I will, I'm in the student view, so I can't. So you're automatically in your group. So you'll come in and you'll be in your group of between 5 and 7 people. And if you click on the people, you'll see what group you're in. And you'll be in your group and be able to talk to them. And then you also have grades. And you can see here that the individual discussion board post is 50%, the individual module quizzes are 50%. Then you have your practice quizzes. You'll have a score, but there's no weight, so it doesn't affect you. And you'll have an extra credit, which has no weight because it doesn't affect your grade negatively if you don't do it. However, what I do at the end is I look at the extra credit, look at your score, and I look at if you're close to the next level. I use a little mathematical algorithm to determine if you get moved up to the next level. And you can kind of go through and see all the variety of due dates and stuff. You can see down here, you'll see your running average and so forth. And then again, you got your people, and that would be the class as well as the group that you're in. So you got your group that you're in here, and you'll have your group, and as you can see, we've got 7 groups, and you'll be in one of the groups. And when you go into your discussion forum, it'll automatically put you in the group to have your discussion. So when you post your submission for your discussion, it'll go to your group of 5 people, And then on the second week, the 5 of you will discuss it and take it deeper. Again, you got your modules here. Start here, watch the videos, which you're looking at now. You got your part 1, 2 description details, and you got this quiz. This quiz is directly related to the videos. So I want to be clear here. This quiz counts towards a score. It is directly related to all this content here and all the structure of the course and what I've provided you in terms of information about how the course is set up. I do it to reward you for knowing how the class is structured. It's an easy grade that you should be able to get off to a good start with. And I think we are done. So we're going to have an in-person or a live, not in-person, we're going to have a live session in which I'll give you an opportunity to chat. We'll do that in the first week. I'm looking forward to meeting you all, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how we can support each other and using management to help us all in our specific areas and our passions and what we're, our life's dreams, our professional goals, and help us use management to be more successful, have a competitive advantage, and really, like I said before, have great tools, have great language, and be able to confidently utilize management in whatever profession we're pursuing. So with that, take care for now, and I'll talk to you soon.